Hey guys, Andy BTW here, and today I'm bringing you a different type of video. I said I'd do this with some World Cup videos and somewhat, but it's basically my review of match day 1 of the World Cup in Qatar. So, I'm going to use my phone here because I won't remember the groups and some of the games I won't remember, because overall I felt like this tournament has been a bit of a bore at times. Some games have been boring, some have been great, but a lot of them have been mind-numbingly boring games to watch. And I'm going to explain why I think the tournament might get better. But starting with the first games in Group A, we had the very first game of the competition, Qatar and Ecuador. Now, what did I make of this? I said in my prediction I didn't think Qatar would be that good a host. As in, I don't think they would perform well as a team. Couldn't have said that more right. They look completely hopeless, and I definitely think they're going out. I wouldn't give them a chance at all at qualifying. Have a game against Senegal tomorrow, and that'll be interesting. But yep. So next, what did I make of Ecuador? Ecuador are good. Ecuador, I still think, will get out of the group. As the Senegal game will be interesting because they got beaten by Holland 2-0 to late goals, and it was a boring game until Holland got the goals. It was quite boring, honestly. It wasn't a great game. Wasn't that impressed by the Dutch. The Dutch haven't proving to do, or else they'll win the group and it'll be a knockout exit, because I wasn't that impressed. I really wasn't. And yeah, I still think the Dutch will win the group. I still think that group exactly as it is. And yeah, Senegal have to work on, attacking, because without Mane they look lost. They have to win tomorrow. That's a big one. They could score a couple of goals tomorrow. That could be big for them. I don't think they will, but we'll see. We got the Group B, which is England's group. England and Iran. It was a bit of a joke. Iran looked way out their depth. England were brilliant. There's 3 teams I'm going to say. Sorry, 4 teams. 4 teams I looked at so far and said, you can win the whole tournament. England are one of them. I thought England were brilliant. Have to work on defending. Iran were able to simply get through them and get 2 goals. And Iran are still decent. And I know they're bad defensively, but I will say this. I still think there's hope for Iran. I still think they could sneak a result against America or Wales. Have to win both. We'll see how well it does. I don't think Iran will beat Wales. I think they'll lose tomorrow. But who knows? Wales and America. One of the best games of the tournament, I thought. I thought it was a great game. I did. Good 1-1 draw. America look good. And I did not expect that. But I was impressed by America. I was. Second half, they ran out of energy, ran out of steam a bit. And Wales were able to, cop on to that and get the goal. Wales were not good. Wales need to be careful tomorrow, because Iran could spring an upset in that game. I don't think they will, because I just saw Iran, they look too bad defensively. But I do think Iran could spring a surprise, who knows. But I'm going to back the Welsh, just. But I do think there's every chance America get out of this group instead of Wales. But I'm sticking to Wales, I am. Group C. Now, Argentina's group. This was interesting. Argentina beaten by the Saudis. Now, was this a blip? I think it was. I think this was a wake-up call for Argentina. I think this was, if we are not careful, we could easily crash out in the group stage here. But I think it would be enough for them to wake it up. And I'm going to say this, I still think they'll win the group and get to the semi-finals of this tournament. I saw promising signs with Argentina. I did. But they have to improve fast. You lose your next game, then it's over. You're gone. You're out. You lose to Mexico, you're finished. But I still think you'll win the group. As for the Saudis, I think Saudi Arabia will get through ahead of Poland and Mexico. I think the Saudis have got it in them to draw to Poland and Mexico, get 5 points and sneak out. I think that will happen because the Poland-Mexico game was dreadful. It was awful. Two teams who I think are just... They're not going to do anything. They're both going out in the group. I think they will. I say Mexico maybe a bit better than Poland. Anyone was to win that, I thought Mexico would have, but yeah. I think my Group C prediction at the beginning is going to be wrong because I don't think the Saudis will come bottom. Sorry, cut off there. As I was saying, I don't think Poland will get to the last 16 of this tournament. I think Saudis will instead, and yeah. Group D, France. Now, I was wrong about France. I thought France would struggle with injuries in this tournament. France are my second team that I looked at and said, you can win the whole thing. And I mean, I know it's rare for a team to win it twice in a row, and I don't think they will. But I was impressed by France. Great performance against the Aussies. The Aussies got a good goal, had a great moment, had a good dance at 6 o'clock in the morning, but they're going home. They're going home, I think. They have to beat Tunisia to have any chance. And I just don't see any quality in that Australian team. And I think they're going to finish rock bottom, as I said in the prediction. So, sorry about that, Aussies. As for France, very impressed. And yeah, Denmark, Tunisia. A bore of a game. Denmark's quality was dreadful. But what I will say is, and people might have a go at me for this, but Tunisia played for a 0-0 draw. I'll tell you why. Tunisia's whole game plan is draw to Denmark, draw to France, try and get a point against France on last day, and beat the Aussies. Denmark, you've completely landed right into the palm of their hand. And I'm going to say this, Tunisia are going through. Looking at the Australian team, I think Tunisia can beat them. And I think Tunisia will be in the last 16. But they have to beat Australia. If Tunisia don't beat Australia, they're gone. But I can see Tunisia going through ahead of Denmark. I don't think Denmark will beat France. I don't think Denmark look that good at all. Big improvement for France to do, for Denmark to do, and yeah. So that's my second group change it is. I think D would be a bit different than what I had. E, Spain's group. Let's start with Spain. Spain 7, Costa Rica 0. Costa Rica were a joke. Spain are my third team who I think could win the whole thing. I was very impressed. But Spain need to play a little less tiki-taka. Because I'll tell you why, teams will figure that out. But not just that. You're not going to be playing Costa Rica in every game of the tournament, you know. You're going to be playing some bigger teams, some better teams, harder teams. And you've got to, you know, realise that you have to do other ways of playing. But I think Spain will have a great tournament. I think they will only go out to a nation who's going to be in the final. That's how good Spain are. Maybe Spain could win it. I don't know. They play Germany next, which would be a good game. Germany and Japan, of course. I just want to remind you guys of a prediction I had, which people were laughing. Japan to get out of the group. Who's laughing now? I'm calling it. Japan are getting... I'm sticking with it. Japan are getting out of the group. They are. They're finishing second in this group. Germany are going home. But I don't think Germany will lose to Spain. I think Germany will realise that if they don't improve, they're gone. And I think they'll realise that and will draw to Spain. Maybe beat Spain. But I just don't think Germany will go through. I wasn't impressed. I knew having Havertz as striker was a mistake. I said that in the video. Everything I said about Germany in my prediction video was right for match day 1. Very happy about that. And I'm sticking to the group exactly as it is. Group F, Belgium. Let's start with Belgium and Canada. That was it a good game? It was a decent game. Teams making an effort with not much quality. I'll describe that game. Canada looked brilliant at everything bar finding the back of the net. They did. I was impressed by Canada though, I will admit that, but you've got to know how to score goals in the World Cup. Because you still haven't ever scored a goal in the World Cup. You screwed up the penalty, and Belgium's experience was enough to carry them through it. I was not impressed by Belgium. I think Belgium are in a very weak group, and I still think Belgium will... Do I think Belgium will win it? See, it's a tough one for me, this group. Screw it, why not? Belgium will... You know what, yeah, I think Belgium will win it. Because I had Croatia winning it, and they drew to Morocco 0-0, a crap game. And I'm saying Croatia will win it, will not win the group now, because I think they'll only draw to Belgium. But I still stand by Croatia going through. I think Canada's shooting problems will happen. Croatia will get a goal against Canada. I'm hoping of that anyway. I had to back Croatia to go through, but I was not impressed. Morocco, happy enough taking the point, defending as well the way Tunisia were. And yeah, so the only change I'd have there is... Actually, what about Canada and Morocco? No, I'm going to say Morocco with the point they got against Croatia. I'll keep it as it is. Right, Group G, the one that was on tonight, Brazil. I just saw the Brazil game. Brazil looked brilliant. I said they'd win the whole tournament, and I'm standing by my prediction. The 4 team who I think can win it. Brazil were outstanding. They were. It took them a while to grow into the game, but when they did, they were brilliant. And unlike Spain were playing Costa Rica, Brazil were playing Serbia. Serbia are a good, tough team. Defended very well, I thought, Serbia. Could make it through, but I still don't think they will. I still think the Swiss, I'm backing the Swiss, even on goal difference, to just go through. They played out a 1-0 win against Cameroon. Wasn't a great game, but I'm backing Switzerland to go through as my dark horse still. Because they did what they needed. That's all you need to do in a tournament. And lucky few penalty shootouts, I'm still backing Switzerland to do something in this tournament. So I'm sticking to my guns. Brazil top, Switzerland second, as it was. And Group H. Now this one, I have no clue. I still think Portugal. I said Portugal will win the group, and I'm backing that. Because even though defensively they were quite shambolic against Ghana, Portugal will still win this group. It's not a great group, let's be real. Ghana didn't realise they wanted a 0-0 draw to defend and all that they could actually got good attacking players, and when they attacked Portugal, they got goals. Why didn't Ghana realise that beforehand? Because thing is, if Ghana play the way they did against Portugal, against Uruguay, I'm going to say, I think Ghana get out. Portugal, Uruguay will be big. Uruguay have to step up. And I still think Uruguay will limp through in second. But that Uruguay-Korea game was the worst game I've ever watched in a World Cup. It was abysmal from start to finish. Korea were bad. Uruguay were bad. I'm going to say, though, I think Ghana will finish ahead of Korea. I've said it. And yeah, that's match day 1. It's been me, and I'll see you in a few days for my review of match day 2. See you.